The qualifying examination that this videotape is demonstrating is called the Using Learned Materials Test. This is not the only information about the Using Learned Materials Test and the other portions of the qualifying examination. You have also been given a series of booklets that will help you to prepare for the qualifying examination. During this demonstration, you should watch and listen to the videotape very carefully. The material on the videotape will not appear on the actual test. This video demonstration was prepared to give you an idea of what the Using Learned Material Test will be like on the day of the qualifying examination. Now let me repeat, the material on this demonstration tape will not be on the actual test. This video does, however, present a demonstration of what the test will be like. Specifically, the purposes of this videotape are to show you how information will be presented during the Using Learned Material Test, show how questions will be asked on the test, show you that you can take notes while material is being presented on the tape. Throughout this demonstration, you should take notes. These notes may help you answer questions that are asked. On the actual qualifying examination, you will be allowed to take notes on the material presented. So practice now by taking notes during this demonstration. Many hints on note-taking are given in the booklet entitled Manual on How to Prepare and Take the Qualifying Examination for Pennsylvania State Police Trooper. The demonstration video will pause now and then to ask questions to see how well you have learned the material. This is the same way that the questions will be used on the actual test. When we pause the tape, the narrator will ask a question. The question will also be shown on the screen. Then you will have some time to answer the question. After you choose your answer, the narrator will review the best answer to that question. Then the narrator will continue by giving more information and then ask more questions. The best answers to each question are given on this demonstration videotape. They are not given on the actual qualifying examination. They are given on this demonstration videotape to show you how to think about choosing the best answer. This is the answer sheet you will use to record your answers during the actual qualifying examination. You would record your answer to each question the narrator asks by darkening in the circle on the answer sheet that has the same letter as the letter of the answer that you think is best. For each question, you darken circle A if you agree, or darken circle B if you disagree with the question. While this demonstration videotape is shown, you should follow these guidelines. Watch and listen to the demonstration carefully. Be prepared to answer questions about what you have seen and heard. Refer to your notes when answering each question. We are now ready to begin the demonstration test showing how information is presented and how questions will be presented on the actual qualifying exam. This video demonstration will present information and explain the steps on how to complete a hardware store accident form, called the HSA form for short. You are to imagine that you work for a company that owns over 30 hardware stores. Your job is to complete the Hardware Store Accident Form, or HSA form. This form is completed so that there is a written record of every accident that happens to customers in and around the hardware store, whether they are injured or not. It is important to have this written record in case a customer decides to sue the hardware store. For example, the customer may have been injured, and it is important to have an accurate written record of how the accident occurred and the extent of the customer's injuries, if any. Question number 1 is, the hardware store accident form is only filled out when a customer was injured. If you agree with this statement, you would darken A on your answer sheet. If you disagree with this statement, you would darken B on your answer sheet. Do you agree or disagree? The best answer to question number 1 is B, for disagree. The narration said that the HSA form is filled out for every accident that happens to a customer in and around the hardware store, whether they are injured or not. We are now going to review the hardware store accident form. After we explain the parts of the HSA form, we will ask you some questions to see how well you understand the information presented about the HSA form. The HSA form has 4 parts. In part number 1, you write in the number of the store at which the customer's accident occurred. Part number 2 shows the date and the time of the accident. The customer's name, address, and phone number are in part number 3. Part number 4 is a very important part of the HSA form. This part is a written description of the accident. I am going to give you information about an accident that occurred in hardware store number 23. Listen closely to the information so that you can complete the HSA form accurately. You want to take notes as you listen to the information being presented. John Alexander was shopping at store number 23 on March 21st, 1995, and was in the lumber aisle looking for a sheet of plywood. A hardware store clerk was wheeling a loaded cart of lumber down the aisle. He was getting ready to restock a shelf. The clerk lost control of the loaded cart. As John was reaching for a piece of plywood on the shelf, the loaded cart rolled into John's back. He complained that his back hurt, and an ambulance was called to take him to the hospital. The accident happened at 11:15 a.m. John lives in Pittsburgh at 1422 Wheeling Road. His phone number is 717-473-8652. The videotape shows a portion of the HSA form for this accident. Question number 2 is, based on the information that you heard about John's accident, the information written in parts 1, 2, and 3 is correct. If you agree with this statement, you would darken in A on your answer sheet. If you disagree with this statement, you would darken in B on your answer sheet. Do you agree or disagree? The best answer to question number 2 is B, for disagree. Parts 1 and 2 are correct. Part 3 is not correct. John lives at 1422, not 1456 Wheeling Road. Also, John's phone number is 717-473-8652, not 717-473-8562 as shown on the screen. The videotape shows information from Part 4 of the HSA form for the accident involving John Alexander. John Alexander was in the lumber aisle of store number 23. He was hit in the back by a cart of lumber as he was reaching to get a piece of plywood. A clerk lost control of his cart filled with lumber, hitting John Alexander in the back as he came down the aisle. Question number 3 is, the description of the accident is accurate, and there are no important details left out of the written description. If you agree with this statement, you would darken in A on your answer sheet. If you disagree with this statement, you would darken in B on your answer sheet. Do you agree or disagree? The best answer to question number 3 is A, for agree. The written description gives accurate information and all of the details about how the accident to John Alexander occurred. The booklet titled Manual on How to Prepare and Take the Qualifying Examination for Pennsylvania State Police Trooper talks about the importance of notes and gives you a lot of ideas about how to take the examination. Study that information as well as all of the other written information that we have given you to help you prepare to take the qualifying examination for the Pennsylvania State Police Trooper. This concludes the demonstration videotape for the Using Learned Material test of the qualifying examination for the Pennsylvania State Police Trooper.